The U.S. Army's future frontline fighters may have an interesting new use for their grenade launchers. The idea is to shoot tiny camera drones into the sky, which can then survey the vicinity for enemy threats. Army Research Lab scientists at Aberdeen Proving Ground in Maryland are developing the micro drones, the same size as the Army's 40mm grenade, which are meant to be fired by the service's standard M203 grenade launchers. They've dubbed the new drones Grenade-Launched Unmanned Aerial Systems, or GLUAS. This is probably one-of-a-kind experiment anywhere in the world and holds a lot of promise. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why grenade-launched unmanned aerial systems drones could be a game-changer for the U.S. Army. Let's get into the details. This video is sponsored by the free-to-play military vehicle combat game War Thunder. We talk a lot about military vehicles on this channel, but what about trying them out for yourself? In War Thunder, you can choose from more than 1,200 playable vehicles from the 1930s to the 1990s and go to battle on more than 80 theaters of war. You can fly aircraft, helicopters, drive tanks, and command ships of all types and sizes, which have been carefully recreated from their real-world counterparts. It's available as a free download on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. So grab your friends and give it a try. All viewers of Defense Updates that register using the link in the description below will also get a free premium tank, aircraft, or ship and 3 days of premium account time as a bonus. Infantrymen often find themselves in a situation where they can't see the enemy from their location, as they may be behind a natural or man-made barrier. In this situation, it's very useful if they can in some way get an eye on the enemy and be able to observe their movements remotely. Soldiers under attack from an unseen enemy could fire the GLUAS and almost instantly receive a bird's-eye view of the battlefield, said John Gerdes, a mechanical engineer working on the project. Gerdes said in an Army release, "This device provides an autonomy and intelligence platform to help soldiers perform useful missions while having a lookout from hundreds of feet in the air." Gerdes said that the U.S. Army is developing two versions of the GLUAS, one similar to a paraglider and the other designed like a helicopter that can hover, and both are projected to fly up to 2,000 feet in the air for at least 90 minutes. Since the drones are similar in size, weight, and shape to the U.S. Army's standard grenades, they would most likely fit into the standard kit combat soldiers carry. The service said once launched, the drones spread their wings and their motor takes over, allowing soldiers to control them using a joystick or other handheld device. The camera sends a live feedback to the soldiers on the ground. The range is about 2 kilometers or about 1.25 miles. Gerdes said he envisions adding GPS receivers to the drones, allowing soldiers to identify the exact location of objects or persons observed from the air. U.S. Army has a long history of using small drones to give its infantrymen and others on the front lines a safe view of the vicinity from the air. Viewers may note that last summer, an 82nd Division Airborne unit deployed to Afghanistan with small, helicopter-like drones called Black Hornets. Black Hornets are launched from the air from hand. U.S. officials said being able to launch the drones as a projectile would get them in the air quicker to find a threat as fast as possible. Gerdes said, "Basically, if there's something you want to look at but you have no idea where it is yet, that's where the drone comes in." Gerdes and his partner, Hao Kang, another mechanical engineer with the Army Research Lab, filed a patent for the GLUAS drone design last month. The service added the design could become a reality for soldiers in the future, or it could simply lead researchers to other innovations for the battlefield. Gerdes said, "We are here to develop innovative concepts for the warfighter's needs, which generally means we bring the size and weight down of a device and push up the range and lethality. At ARL, we're typically focused on the basic innovation and discovery aspects of research." Information is key in the modern battlefield. Ability to quickly perform a recon and analyze the situation can be the difference between life and death. A personal reconnaissance system, or PRS, like the GLUAS, will be especially useful in urban terrain where close-quarter combat scenarios are prevalent. Equipping American ground troops with GLUAS will certainly give them an edge in combat. GLUAS will be an excellent addition to the U.S. Army's equipment list and is expected to go a long way in bridging the gap between aerial and ground-based sensors. As of now, it's unclear when the system will be ready and see use in combat, but one thing is obvious: it has the potential to change how U.S. Army infantrymen operate in the future.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.